So you're thinking about moving to Utah or just moving in general, and you're on YouTube and you see all those crazy thumbnails, how the economy is just tanking, the real estate market is crashing, those headlines with flames, everything is just burning down to the ground. But you're thinking, I have to move. It's time for me to move. My job has transferred me. Maybe my kids, grandkids all live in Utah and I want to be closer to the family. There's a lot of people right now making the move to Utah. So if you're in that situation and you need to make a move, I'm going to talk about all the good things about Utah, why I love it so much, and why I live here. Because if it sucked, I would move. And if you're thinking about making a move, I'm going to keep this video upbeat with positive vibes, all the good things about Utah. So let's get it done right now. And welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm a local real estate agent right here in the local area. This is your first time to my channel and you want to learn more, you may consider tapping that subscribe button down below and hitting that bell notification, and you'll receive an alert every time I release a new video. And honestly, we've been helping people all over the world buy or sell real estate right here in the local area, and we absolutely love it. So if I can be of any assistance, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. When it comes to real estate, we got your back if you're moving to the U-State. There's a lot of pros and cons videos out there, and I've done many of them. There's many on my channel, but how about a video just on the pros of Utah? After all, I'm getting older and I'm still sticking around the area, so there must be some great pros to this wonderful state. Number one, or should we go in descending order? I'm really not sure how many numbers I'm going to have on this video. And when I say number one, it doesn't mean it's the number one overall. The best reason for living in Utah, I will mention last, so stick around to the end. Coming in first on the list, food. Yes, I said food. Utah is a foodie paradise. I mean, you see this body? This is no Miami Beach body. This body has been tailor-made from mom and pop restaurants located right here in the state. We are a foodie paradise, and I think it has all been created because Utah is a business-friendly state. They welcome businesses from all sizes, and they help people get established in business. Most people just see the large corporations that have moved into the state over the last 10 or 20 years. But every day we have small business owners starting their journey to owning their own business. Actually, a friend of mine just opened his own eatery. He started the journey before COVID hit. He had everything lined up. He had the building, the equipment. COVID hit. The SBA was not very keen on loaning to new restaurants. During COVID, restaurants were closing left and right, but he kept the dream alive because he knew that the family recipes were a success. And earlier this year, the funding came through and he's now open for business. And you will find many, many more stories just like that right here in the state. As I travel the Wasatch Front, there are many stories just like that. Matter of fact, in Salt Lake City, there is a restaurant called Red Iguana. Now, you can walk into multi-million-dollar restaurants like the Cheesecake Factory and be blown away with the beauty. I mean, they spend millions of dollars building those buildings. But when I walk into the Red Iguana, it's no multi-million-dollar building, but you can feel and see how this business started at the front of the building, grew, needed more room, so they expanded, grew more, and they expanded even more. I once had the pleasure of being seated at the very back by the kitchen. Now, most people would not be happy with that seat location because you see the employees coming and going all the time. But I liked it. I could actually feel the success that they have had over the years. And nowadays, they have 2 locations. This business doesn't advertise. Customers come because of great food, great service, and they have done so for many decades. So as you travel throughout the state, you'll find many mom and pop businesses. And don't get me started on the whole Park City area. That's a completely different ball game. There are entertainers, athletes, politicians, very wealthy people from all over the world that own a second home or a third home or a fourth home in the Park City area. Actually, a gated community. They got like 5 golf courses, an equestrian park, a fishing spot, lakes, and many more things. But with all those homes and those vacation homes has brought some of the best chefs and restaurant owners from all over the world to Park City. There are numerous top locations for you to dine at in Park City and Deer Valley. Coming in number 2, we have room to grow. I know there are some people in Utah that say we are full, locked to borders, but there is plenty of room to still grow right here in the state. Now, when you look at a map, especially of northern Utah, it does look a little difficult at where you would possibly grow. To the east, you hit the mountains. To the west, you hit the Great Salt Lake. But jump on the other side of the mountain, you've got areas like Park City. Go east of Park City, and there is a ton of cities. Rockport, Oakley, Camas, Francis, just to name a few. That area still has a lot of room to grow. Then when we pop back down along the Wasatch Front, you've got areas to the north from Ogden, Utah, all the way to the border, 60, 70, 80 miles worth of growth. That has plenty of land. Now, how about Salt Lake City? Well, we can go south of Salt Lake City. Actually, probably south of Spanish Fork area. There are cities like Payson, Salem, Santaquin, Nephi. You could continue growth into those areas. Matter of fact, you could continue the growth all the way down to Cedar City. You've probably got about 200 miles worth of growth. And let's not forget southern Utah, areas like St. George. You could probably go from St. George all the way up to Cedar City. You could also go to the east to areas like Apple Valley. There is still plenty of room to grow. There is plenty of room to grow throughout the state. And I imagine over the years, you're going to see new communities in some of these areas. Coming in at number 3 on my list, outdoor recreation. Utah is known as an outdoor recreational area. It is home to just about every outdoor activity that I know of. Actually, if you know of an outdoor activity that is not offered in Utah, I'd love to know in the comments down below. So if you want to go hiking, biking, jogging, vlogging, yes, vlogging. I've done a few of those videos myself. You'll probably see me in videos where I'm out in the neighborhoods, given the local perspective. The list is long and I probably would miss everything. You can go mountain biking, hiking, camping, rock climbing, hunting, recreational shooting. Yes, guns are legal in the state of Utah. You can ride a UTV, a dirt bike. Actually, the UTV scene in Utah is just crazy. People come from all over the country to ride our trails. You can also go skydiving, hunting, fishing. And I seem to be missing something. Oh yes, winter sports. After all, we have the greatest snow on earth. Don't take my word for it. It's written on the license plates, so it must be true. So whether you want to go skiing, get on a snowboard, ride a snowmobile, go cross-country skiing, play some hockey, ride a bobsled, it's right here in the state of Utah. Coming in number 4 on my list, great neighborhoods. And I'm not just talking about areas that have some beautiful homes and beautiful parks, but neighborhoods that check all the boxes. Probably box number 1 on some people's list would be great school districts. If you have kiddos, the school system is very important. Ranks very high on my list. Let's say you have no kids. Well, you typically find across the United States an area that has a great school system will usually have a great neighborhood also. So also on that list is normally areas that have low crime. When we look at the state of Utah in general, we rank way lower than the national average for crime. Now we do have cities that make the news probably on a weekly basis for shootings, theft, robbery, drugs, etc. But for every city that you hear on the news, I can name 5 to 10 cities that rarely ever appear in the news. They might get the occasional blip from year to year, maybe a domestic violence case, maybe a theft at the local gas station, major car accident, but for the most part, many of our neighborhoods are low crime areas. As a matter of fact, every day when I'm out in the neighborhoods, I rarely lock my car. There are some clients that find that hard to believe, but when they are with me in those same neighborhoods, they get the feeling of safety that I do. There's also many cities in the United States where you have to walk with your head down and mind your own business. In Utah, I've never walked down the street with my head down. As a matter of fact, when I'm out showing homes, I usually will strike up a conversation with people on the sidewalk or some of the neighbors. Pro number 5, and probably one of my favorites on the list, the cost of living and the job market. Now, I actually have a video on my channel that details my actual bills here in Utah. Anything that I could think of. The gas bill, the electric bill, the Comcast bill. And I laid it all out there for everybody to see. And many viewers have commented or emailed me, and they tell me that the cost of living in Utah is lower than their current city. Just a couple days ago, somebody commented, I believe it was from Germany. Currently, they are paying $800 to $900 per month for gas. So apart from the cost of living, we also have a fantastic job market. We have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country. It's been that way for many years. You take an area like Salt Lake City. Downtown Salt Lake City is full of financial industry jobs, banking jobs, health sector jobs, a lot of corporate jobs right there in Salt Lake City. South of Salt Lake City, we have what they call Silicon Slopes. Some of the top tech companies in the world are located right here, and many more are coming to Utah. The job growth has just been crazy. I could do a video for an hour or 2 hours long just listing the companies that are located here now in Utah. Then you head up north. We have a military base where there's a large number of military jobs, civilian jobs. There's also an abundance of defense contractors that employ thousands and thousands of great individuals on the base or just off of the base. You know, this particular military base has the latest and greatest fighter plane that the Air Force has, and it takes many jobs in the public and private sector to keep it flying. Just over the last year or so, Northrop Grumman has built 3 large buildings on the base. We're not talking small. They look like corporate headquarter buildings. Boom, boom, 3 of them. And that's just one company. Take just one moment to think about the many corporations who have moved to Utah and they've uprooted 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 employees and their families and made the move. It's not easy. But why do they do it? Because it's a better economic environment and there's room to grow, and we have a young workforce. And I feel one of the biggest reasons lately for the moves is we are freedom friendly. Look at the states that say, you can't do this, you can't do that. Here in Utah, we're freedom friendly. So in conclusion, that is some of the reasons why so many people are making the move to Utah. Now, if you move to Utah, will you wake up to beautiful beaches? No. Will you be living in a city with a casino or a bar on every corner? No. But you will wake up to some beautiful mountain views. But hey, a little sacrifice for living in this great state. Now, I love all those things also. I do enjoy my trips to California to the beautiful beaches and down to Vegas for some brewskis, but that's why I visit those areas. I have no desire to live there all year long. There's so many good things going on here, and I could go on for days and days. Time to wrap up this video. Take care and stay safe.